All right. So let's start with the Wildlife Protection Act. Okay. ये 1972 में क्यों? It was in 1972 because of the Stockholm Convention, which was happening at this time. इसके related जो 42nd Amendment Act है, that we have already done, right? So 42nd Amendment Act में क्या क्या introduce हुआ? Article 48A was introduced. Wildlife was shifted to the concurrent list. Fundamental duties में 51A clause G that talks about the environment that was introduced. So now when all of that has been introduced, उसके साथ we have the Wildlife Protection Act. अब किसी भी एक्ट को जब हम आज पढ़ने वाले, जो भी एक्ट हम पढ़ने वाले उन पे 30 क्वेश्चंस आए हैं, मच मच मोर देन मैपिंग. ओके, तो किसी चीज की इंपॉर्टेंस हम उसके क्वेश्चन से ही जज करेंगे. सो व्हाट आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू डू इज, व्हेन वी आर रीडिंग एनी एक्ट, व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू रीड, व्हाट वर द इंटेंट्स एंड पर्पसेस ऑफ दैट एक्ट. 1, ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या था. 1, 2, what are the bodies that are formed under that act, right? And 3, what is the context of that act and how it is used today. अगर हमें ये तीनों चीजें क्लियर है तो most of the questions we can solve with these and we'll solve them at the end of the class today. Okay, so Wildlife Protection Act was passed in 1972. The context was the Stockholm Convention. What was the Stockholm Convention? We will do when we are doing international conventions. Okay, so it was based on a resolution of the legislature of 11 states. What had happened is 11 states under Article 252, थोड़ी सी पॉलिटी भी रिवाइज कर लो. Under Article 252, 11 states had said that we want the center to make a law on wildlife protection. So the center made the Wildlife Protection Act, and then finally, when wildlife was shifted into the concurrent list, this then became applicable to all states. Now, just remember, you have to remember this Article 252 for polity. And how will you remember this? कुछ ये it is that set of articles जहां पे the center can make a law on the state list. This is one of those conditions. There is a condition in Article 249, a condition in Article 250, a condition in 251, a condition in 253. Okay, I hope आपको ये याद है. नहीं है तो मैं आज करा दूंगा. But first let's remember 252. How will you remember 252? 252 states, when 2 or more than 2 states give a resolution to the center that we need a law on the state list by the center, then the center can make that law. How will you remember? 252. 2 or more than 2 states, when they make a resolution to the center, please make a law on the state list, the center can make such a law. पहले Wildlife Protection Act was made under this provision. Later wildlife was shifted to the concurrent list. So once it was shifted to the concurrent list, it became applicable to all of them. Okay, all right. Now, what does this act provide for? What are the bodies etc that are there in this act? First, there is the State Wildlife Advisory Board. अब इसको याद करने की एक ट्रिक है. How will you remember any body that is under the Wildlife Protection Act? Most bodies that are under this act have the word wildlife in their name. जो exceptions and those we'll discuss. But if wildlife is in the name of the body, most likely it is going to be established under the Wildlife Protection Act. Now, in the Wildlife Protection Act, the first thing is the State Wildlife Advisory Board. What it does, we will see. Okay. Then the terms related to wildlife, this also we have seen. Definition of national park, definition of hunting, definition of habitat, definition of zoo. All of this is definition of wildlife sanctuary. This we have seen, it is under the Wildlife Protection Act. Now, so it regulates the hunting of wild animals and birds. This also we have seen, right? Then it talks about how national parks and sanctuaries can be established. ये कैसे establish हो सकती हैं, right? This we have seen. This can be established both by the state and by the center, by the state as well as the center, right? तो ये हो रही थी under the Wildlife Protection Act. This we have seen. यहाँ पे लिखा है that state government can do it by passing a notification and central government can also do it under some cases. So this we already know that sanctuaries and national parks, both of these are made under the Wildlife Protection Act. The State Wildlife Advisory Board is made under the Wildlife Protection Act. ये थोड़ी थोड़ी चीजें I would expect कि आप साथ साथ लिखते जाओगे, नहीं तो this class would get very confusing for you. Okay, what else is happening? Trade in wild animals. इसका regulation is done under the Wildlife Protection Act, और इसी regulation को और strong करने के लिए there is an amendment that has happened to the Wildlife Protection Act this year. Okay, there is the regulation for trade in wild animals is also under the Wildlife Protection Act. To make these regulations better, there is an amendment to the Wildlife Protection Act that has happened in 2022. That is why I am teaching you this act in a lot of detail. Okay. Then the management of zoos, then certain penalties that would be imposed for violating this act, that is also there. Okay. Now, according to the act, the state government appoints the chief wildlife warden. Chief wildlife warden is also appointed by the states under this Wildlife Protection Act. Okay. And it is against the idea of taxidermy. Now, what does taxidermy mean? Taxidermy means that you are conserving or preserving wild animals as trophies. जैसे आपने देखा होगा कईयों के घरों में they have the heads of the wild animals as a trophy hung on the wall, right? There are provisions in this act against the idea of taxidermy. Moving on. Okay, so now this slide is very important because this slide has all the authorities that have been established under the Wildlife Protection Act. इस पे बहुत बार क्वेश्चन पूछा है, so this is very important. अब कैसे याद करेंगे इसको? There is Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. This is the first thing. अब नाम में ही wildlife है, so we know, right? And since the act was also regulating the trade, in wild animals, so this could be one of the things. Okay. Then there is the chief wildlife warden, that is appointed by the state governments. It is appointed under the WPA. Then हमने देखा था कि act में management of zoos was one of the things. Zoological parks and zoos, उनका management was also given under the WPA. So the Central Zoo Authority is also established under the WPA. Then there is the National Board of Wildlife. Again, wildlife is in the name, तो सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है. National Board of Wildlife, this is headed by the PM. What it does, we will see. This is also established under Wildlife Protection Act. State Board of Wildlife, also established under the Wildlife Protection Act, and this is headed by the Chief Minister. National Tiger Conservation Authority. We have already read this body in Project Tiger when we were studying tiger reserves. This is also established under the Wildlife Protection Act, and there is a Tiger Conservation Foundation to be established by every state under this Wildlife Protection Act. तो हमें इस स्लाइड में क्या देखना है? We have to see what all bodies are formed under the Wildlife Protection Act. Okay? अब देखो, जहां जहां वाइल्डलाइफ है, वाइल्डलाइफ क्राइम कंट्रोल ब्यूरो, चीफ वाइल्डलाइफ वार्डन, नेशनल बोर्ड ऑफ वाइल्डलाइफ, स्टेट बोर्ड ऑफ वाइल्डलाइफ, ये हम याद नहीं करेंगे because this is common sense. What are we going to remember? We are going to remember that there is a Central Zoo Authority. Okay, Central Zoo Authority is made under this act. तो ये एक चीज हमें याद रखनी है. Then there is a National Tiger Conservation Authority. This is also made under the Wildlife Protection Act. And logical भी है. अगर आप देखो, Tiger Conservation Authority क्या कर रही है? It is protecting wildlife. What is Zoo Authority doing? It is protecting wildlife. So these are logical things and it is under this act only. Okay, all right. अब देखो, इस एक्ट को 2022 में अमेंड किया गया, that is why it's in the news. So 8 times it has been amended so far and 2022 is the most recent amendment. Now you don't need to remember what has happened in every amendment. आपको याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि 1982 में क्या हुआ, 86 में क्या हुआ, 91 में क्या हुआ, 93 में क्या हुआ. ये सब याद करने की जरूरत आपको बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. ओके, बट हम फिर भी देख लेते हैं. तो फॉर द प्रोग्रेस वी विल सी, हमें बस वो बॉडीज और इसके जो एक्ट के जो प्रोविजंस हैं वो याद रखना जरूरी है, राइट? सो 1982 में व्हाट दे डिड, अगेन डोंट नीड टू रिमेंबर द ईयर वेयर दिस थिंग वाज एडेड. दिस वाज बेसिकली अबाउट द कैप्चर एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ वाइल्ड एनिमल्स. तो हमें बस ये पता होना चाहिए कि हाँ, देयर इज समथिंग इन दिस एक्ट अबाउट कैप्चर एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ वाइल्ड एनिमल्स, और होगा ही बिकॉज इट इज द वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट. देन in 2002 the provision for National Board of Wildlife was made. ठीक है, अब National Board of Wildlife क्या करता है? वाइल्ड लाइफ नाम में वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट के अंदर ही बना होगा. करता, what does it do? There can be no alteration in the boundary of a national park or a wildlife sanctuary without the approval of the National Board of Wildlife. आगे भी स्लाइड्स में ये चीज है, बट नेशनल बोर्ड ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ क्या करता है? अगर मान लो कोई नेशनल पार्क या वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी है and somebody is saying that I want to change the boundary, I want to reduce the area, I want to reduce the border, if that thing is there, that cannot happen without the approval of the National Board of Wildlife. And who chairs this? It is chaired by the Honorable Prime Minister. Okay. Then in 2006, what was established? National Tiger Conservation Authority. ये हमें याद रखना था. This is under this act. Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Of course, it is going to be. ये तो logical है, तो ये हम याद नहीं करेंगे. Then 2013 में some amendment of that imprisonment was improved. And अब देखो, अब जो मैंने आपको चीज last time समझाई थी. What is happening after 2006? Forest Rights Act has been passed. It has been realized that local communities are very important in the management of forests, in the management of wildlife. So there was some amendment in 2013 that talked about the hunting rights of scheduled tribes in Andaman and Nicobar Island. So अब you can see that there is always a conflict between the rights of the indigenous communities, between the tribal rights, and our want or our desire to preserve wildlife, to preserve forests, to preserve animals. इसका बैलेंस बनाना ही is the main ethical dilemma when it comes to wildlife protection and forest protection. Okay. So again, you just need to know that there are some hunting rights protected here. 2013 में हुआ, not important. Okay. Now, under the Wildlife Protection Act, what are the power delineations? पहले ये पढ़ लेते हैं. Then we'll read the 2022 amendment in detail. पहला, जो चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन है, ये हमने देखा था, हु अपॉइंट्स दिस? द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट अपॉइंट्स दिस. व्हाई? बिकॉज चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन इज हु? चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन इज अ इंडियन फॉरेस्ट सर्विस ऑफिसर. व्हाट इज द इंडियन फॉरेस्ट सर्विस? इट इज एन ऑल इंडिया सर्विस. सो द वे इंडियन administrative service, Indian police service are all India services. Indian forest service is also all India service. What is the condition of an all India service? कि they are under direct control of the state when they are working, but the overall control is of the center. तो जब वो state में work कर रहे होते हैं, control is of the state, but overall overarching control is of the center. So appointment of chief wildlife warden will be by the state. अब let's see how much polity you recall. Tell me the article number for all India service. Which article talks about making of all India services? ये आप मुझे कमेंट्स में बताओ. Very good, yaar. Almost everyone has given the right answer. It is article 312 because there are only 3. 1 plus 2 is also 3 and there are only 3 all India services: IAS, IPS and Indian Forest Service. तो जिसको याद नहीं है, you can remember from the number 3. Okay. Chief Wildlife Warden की बात हो गई. Now, Chief Wildlife Warden का काम क्या है? वो बताता है कि नेशनल पार्क के अंदर, हमने क्या देखा था कि नेशनल पार्क के अंदर human activity is severely restricted. So who places these restriction? Chief Wildlife Warden. तो नेशनल पार्क के अंदर कौन सी ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी अलाउड होगी और क्यों ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी अलाउ हो रही है ये हम अभी देखते हैं. बट कौन सी ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी नेशनल पार्क में अलाउ होगी? हु गिव्स दिस आइडिया? चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन ऑफ द स्टेट. नाउ ही मे परमिट द हंटिंग ऑफ एनी वाइल्ड एनिमल इफ इट हैज बिकम डेंजरस. तो हंटिंग भी इसी एक्ट से रेगुलेट हो रहा था. सो हंटिंग ऑफ अ वाइल्ड एनिमल हु हैज बिकम डेंजरस और इज डिसेबल्ड, उसकी परमिशन दे सकता है चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन. चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन ये बात कर सकता है कि नेशनल पार्क के अंदर what human activity is going to be permitted, right? And we have already seen, this is very important, you can get confused here, both state and central government can notify national park and wildlife sanctuary, not just state government. We have already seen this, right? Okay. Now, this we have seen that the alteration of boundaries by states in boundaries of what? Boundaries of national park and wildlife sanctuaries. नेशनल पार्क एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज की बाउंड्री अगर ऑल्टर करनी है किसी स्टेट को, दे नीड द परमिशन ऑफ नेशनल बोर्ड ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ. एंड हु चेयर्स नेशनल बोर्ड ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ? आवर ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर. ये ना आदत, व्हेन यू आर स्पीकिंग दीज वर्ड्स, गेट दिस इन योर हैबिट, राइट? इन वन मॉक इंटरव्यू आई सेड द प्राइम मिनिस्टर रिसेंटली सेड एंड they lambasted me on it. They said that we would have given you 200 but after this we will not even give you 140. Because you have to get this in your vocabulary if you want to be a future bureaucrat. So when you mention just say honorable prime minister. Revise also like honorable prime minister. Then always when you are writing, you will write honorable prime minister. I am not in favor or against the current prime minister. It is just respecting the post. Okay. Now, this is a very important line, that central government can declare any wild animal to be vermin. But this we will understand once we have understood the schedules of this act. We are coming to the schedules, hum aayenge, right? But just for now, this is actually the 2022 amendment. The main feature of the 2022 amendment is that the schedules of this act has been changed. But schedules kya hai, what is the change? We'll just see, right? अब पहले यहाँ पे I need to explain to you the concept of vermin. Okay, vermin is are those animals who you can hunt. Okay, there is not a blanket ban on hunting. Vermin are those animals who you can hunt. It is allowed for you to hunt these animals. They are therefore called this word vermin. Okay, so in this act, what is after the 2022 amendment? I'll just tell you the amendment and all the schedules, but what is the feature after 2022 amendment? That the central government can notify that this animal is a vermin and you are allowed to kill this animal. Now, when will they do this notification? कब भी वो किसी एनिमल को कहेंगे कि ये वर्मिन है. They are not happy with hunting. They are not facilitating hunting, but they will do it when the animal becomes a nuisance to humans. जैसे they recently declared nilgais as vermin in Bihar, or monkeys, which monkeys? Rhesus monkeys, as vermin in Shimla. So in Shimla they said that these particular set of monkeys are vermin. You can do the hunting of these particular set of monkeys. Why? Because they were becoming a threat, they were becoming a problem, a nuisance for human life. Human life के लिए problem हो रही थी, humans के लिए problem हो रही थी. So this notification can be done by who? It can be done by the central government. Now what is schedule 2? We will just see. Okay. Central government can also shift entries from one schedule to the other. Again, जब हम schedule देखेंगे तो समझ आएगा. This just says that central government can shift entries from one schedule to the other. And central government by a notification can declare any wild animal as vermin. Vermin means that you can hunt it. Okay. All right. अब देखो. Now let me explain to you why the 2022 amendment has happened. Okay, ये क्यों हुई है amendment? Right. So there is an international convention called the CITES. CITES stands for Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna, obviously. So Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species. Now, when we were reading the objectives of the Wildlife Protection Act, did we not see that one of the objectives was trade in wild animals? Taxidermy को बंद कर रहा था. Trade in wild animals was one of the objectives of the Wildlife Protection Act. Now, when you become party to an international convention, whenever you become party to an international convention, you have the obligation to then implement that international convention. अगर आप कहीं पे party बन जाते हो, you sign, you ratify an international convention, you are then obligated internationally to sign or to implement the features of that convention. तो इंडिया ने CITES, ये जो कन्वेंशन है, कन्वेंशन ऑन इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड इन एंडेंजर्ड स्पीशीज, इसके ऊपर इंडिया हैज साइंड दिस. इंडिया इज अ मेंबर ऑफ दिस. तो इसको इंप्लीमेंट करना इंडिया की अब एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. अब इस कन्वेंशन में क्या है, ऑल्दो जब हम इंटरनेशनल कन्वेंशन पढ़ेंगे तो हम इसको डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे, बट जैसे नाम से क्लियर है, दिस कन्वेंशन बेसिकली टॉक्स अबाउट इलीगल ट्रेड इन वाइल्ड एनिमल. It is trying to stop the illegal trade in wild animals. So it has 3 appendices. Appendices क्या है? Appendix basically means list. बुक के एंड में भी कभी कभी आप अपेंडिक्स देखते होंगे. तो CITES के अंदर 3 अपेंडिक्स हैं. There are 3 lists and all these lists have lists of certain wild animals or plants, right? So these appendices have a list of wild animals and plants जिनकी अलग अलग लेवल की एंडेंजरमेंट है, that are at the risk of being threatened or risk of being endangered, risk of vulnerable, risk of critically endangered. We will see what these terms mean when we study IUCN. So इस CITES कन्वेंशन में ये 3 अपेंडेजेस हैं. ये इन लिस्ट में लिखा है, इसको इंप्लीमेंट करना इंडिया की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी। टू प्रॉपरली इंप्लीमेंट द साइटीज, टू प्रॉपरली इंप्लीमेंट द साइटीज वी हैव नाउ अमेंडेड आवर वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट। यहां तक बात समझ आती है? तो जो साइटीज में ट्रेड की बात हो रही है ऑफ वाइल्ड एनिमल्स, उसको प्रॉपरली इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए वी हैव अमेंडेड आवर वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट, द ओरिजिनल एक्ट दैट टॉक्ड अबाउट ट्रेड इन वाइल्ड एनिमल्स। ओके, ऑलराइट। नाउ कैसे होगा ये? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट विल डेजिग्नेट, central government will to do this, to ensure that these provisions are implemented, central government will designate two authorities. One is a management authority, two is a scientific authority. Now what will the management authority do? देखो यहां पे we are regulating the trade in endangered species, so you need an authority to give permissions to see that the trade is happening according to the law. So this management authority will grant import or export permits. Management authority will grant import or export permits. Okay. And scientific authority, what is it going to do? It is going to advise on these aspects. So scientific authority is going to give the scientific advice that, you know, this animal we can permit a little bit of trade. This animal we can't permit any trade at all. Okay. Then the management authority is going to give the particular certificates or this permission for import, export and trade. The permits are going to be given by management authority. तो हमने क्या सीखा? CITES is a convention that talks about trade in animals and plants. It has 3 appendices, means 3 lists, जिसमें वो protected animals की listing है. उसको implement करना was India's responsibility. To implement that, we amended our act that was talking about trade in animals. To after the amendment, what we did, we created 2 authorities, one management authority to grant permits and one scientific authorities to give advice. Okay, now if you are engaging in the trade of a scheduled specimen, scheduled की बस schedule का wait कर लो, schedule I'll show you. But if you are engaging in the trade of a scheduled specimen, what do you need? You need a permission from the management authority. So you need that the management authority, जो इस एक्ट में से बन गई है अब after the amendment, the management authority must give you permission for trade in that particular specimen. Okay. Now identification mark, अब ये concept समझते हैं. How will you get a permit to trade a particular animal? You cannot get a permit कि यार आप रॉयल बंगाल टाइगर्स को ट्रेड कर लो, जितने करने हैं उतने कर लो. This is not going to happen, right? At best, you are going to get the permit for one particular animal. That okay, this animal you can export or you can import, right? ऐसी ही बात बनेगी. अब उस animal का कोई नाम तो है नहीं, जैसे मेरा नाम शिविन है, but animal का तो कोई नाम नहीं है. So how do you identify that this is the same animal? You have an identification mark. जैसे for me, my identification mark is that I have a scar here on my chin, right? So if you did not know my name, even then you could identify me. Similar, you will have an identification mark on the animal to be used by the management authority. Now, once this management authority gives you the permit, it will give you the permit on the basis of this identification mark. Okay. Obviously, you are forbidden to change the identification mark. आप change नहीं कर सकते हो identification mark को. ये नहीं कि you, like if there is a scar, you cut that part of the animal or you harm it and then ensure that you are changing the identification mark. उससे आप ट्रेड ज्यादा कर पाओगे, but that is a crime, right? So what have we understood? There was a CITES. CITES had 3 lists. All lists were talking about which animals are protected, किन में ट्रेड हो सकता है, किन में नहीं हो सकता. उसको रेगुलेट करने के लिए we made one management authority, one scientific authority. Management authority will do the management. Scientific authority will give the scientific advice. Management authority ने क्या कहा? That if you want to do any transaction or any trade in this particular animal, what do you need? You need to talk to us, you need to get a permission from us, and we will give permission on the basis of identification mark. And you cannot change this identification mark. Okay? Alright. अब बात करते हैं शेड्यूल्स की. वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट में पहले 6 शेड्यूल थे. Earlier there were 6 schedules in the wildlife protection act. What did these schedules say? Okay. So schedule 1 had animal species with the highest level of protection. That इनको बहुत ज्यादा प्रोटेक्शन दी हुई है, you cannot hunt them, etc. etc. Then again schedule 2 also had animals, high level of protection. जब हम schedule 1 से 4 पे जा रहे हैं, the level of protection is going down. इन चारों में animals थे, बस level of protection is going down. If one animal is critically endangered, उसकी बहुत कम species बची हैं, तो you will put it in schedule 1. अगर इतनी problem नहीं है, you will put it in schedule 4. Right? तो हम एक बार पढ़ लेते हैं. What was schedule 1? ये पहले की बात है. Animals with highest level of protection were in schedule 1. Schedule 2 higher protection than schedule 2 but lower than schedule 1 and schedule 4 and schedule 3. Schedule 3 protected species but sometimes hunting could be allowed. Schedule 4 prohibited but again penalty is less. And schedule 5 vermin which you could hunt properly, like you could freely hunt. This is vermin. This was under schedule 5. 5 looks like V, so you can remember from here. Schedule 5 and vermin were there. 1, 2, 3, 4 में protected animals, but the level of protection was going down. And schedule 6 had protected plant species. So schedule 6 में क्या law था? That you could cultivate these plants only after you took a permission. And who will you take the permission from? From the chief wildlife warden. Okay. So earlier there were these 6 schedules. पहले amendment से पहले इस एक्ट में ये 6 शेड्यूल्स थे. तभी बात वहां पे शेड्यूल्ड एनिमल्स की हो रही थी. एनी एनिमल दैट इज मेंशन्ड इन वन ऑफ द शेड्यूल्स बिकम्स अ शेड्यूल्ड एनिमल. ओके, सो देयर वर दीस 6 शेड्यूल्स. नाउ व्हाट दे हैव डन, हमें क्या करना था? वी हैड टू implement the CITES. So what have they done? Now they have made only 4 schedules. Okay, only 4 schedules. First schedule is animal species, highest level of protection. Second schedule, animal species, slightly lower level of protection. तो ये 4 को simplify करके they have made into 2. पहले animals were being put into 4 schedules. Now they have put animals only in these 2 schedules. Highest protection, 1 level lower protection. Third, protected plant species. तो जो schedule 6 था, that they have put here. जो 1, 2, 3, 4 थे, that they have put here in 1 and 2. And ये देखो, schedule 4 now talks about specimen listed under CITES appendices. What is CITES? International Convention for Protection of Animals. उसके अपेंडिक्स में, उसकी लिस्ट में कुछ प्रोटेक्शन होगी, तो वहां पे जो लिस्टेड है वो सेम लिस्ट हमने अपनी वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट में डाल दी. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी हैड एन ऑब्लिगेशन टू इंप्लीमेंट द CITES व्हिच वी हैड साइंड. अंडरस्टूड? तो पहले 4 शेड्यूल्स, 4 शेड्यूल्स इनटू 2. यहां पे एनिमल्स को प्रोटेक्शन दे रहे थे, हाईएस्ट लेवल, लोअर, स्लाइटली लोअर, लोएस्ट, उनको डाल दिया इन 2 में. प्लांट को डाल दिया यहां एंड फोर्थ बना दिया ऑन CITES. अब यहां पे व्हाट इज मिसिंग? द थिंग दैट इज मिसिंग इज द शेड्यूल ऑन वर्मिन. पहले एक शेड्यूल में वर्मिन की बात होती थी, राइट? नाउ देयर इज नो शेड्यूल ऑन वर्मिन. किसी भी शेड्यूल में वर्मिन का मेंशन नहीं है. तो अब वर्मिन कैसे डिक्लेयर होते हैं? नाउ लेट मी गो बैक इन द स्लाइड एंड शो यू. Now read this line, you will be able to understand. Central government may by notification declare any wild animal in schedule 2 to be vermin. What is schedule 2? Slightly lower level of protection. तो जब अब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को वर्मिन डिक्लेयर करना होगा, वो क्या कहेगी? ओके, दिस एनिमल इज इन शेड्यूल 2, आई विल डिक्लेयर इट एज वर्मिन बाय अ नोटिफिकेशन फॉर अ स्पेसिफाइड एरिया फॉर अ स्पेसिफाइड टाइम. आई विल डिक्लेयर इट एज वर्मिन. अर्लियर व्हाट इट वुड डू, अगर मान लो शेड्यूल 2 वाले को वर्मिन बनाना था, इट वुड शिफ्ट इट इनटू शेड्यूल 5. बट नाउ दे आर जस्ट गोइंग टू डू अ नोटिफिकेशन. ओके, और क्या यहां पे लिखा है? वन मोर लाइन दैट वी हैव टू रीड. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कैन ऐड, डिलीट एनी एंट्री फ्रॉम एनी शेड्यूल और ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम वन पार्ट ऑफ शेड्यूल टू अनदर पार्ट ऑफ द सेम शेड्यूल और फ्रॉम वन शेड्यूल टू अनदर. मीनिंग, अगर मान लो कोई एनिमल इस टाइम पे शेड्यूल 2 में है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को लगता है कि यार दिस एनिमल is facing a lot of threat, इसको उठा के they can put in schedule 1. अगर शेड्यूल 1 में है, they feel कि नहीं यार इसकी population is now normalized, it's not such a big issue, you can put in schedule 2. If you, but now there is no schedule for vermin, so if you want to declare vermin, it has to be in schedule 2 and you open a notification. तो हमें अभी तक क्या समझ आया about wildlife protection act? कुछ bodies बन रही थी, उन most of the bodies के नाम में ही wildlife था, that we don't have to remember. उसके अलावा देयर वाज द सेंट्रल जू अथॉरिटी, देयर वाज द टाइगर कंजर्वेशन अथॉरिटी, वो हमने देख लिया. देन देयर आर सर्टेन शेड्यूल्स अंडर दिस एक्ट. व्हाई हैज दिस रैशनलाइजेशन ऑफ शेड्यूल्स बीन डन? to implement the CITES appendices. Why are we implementing CITES? Because we have an obligation. Okay, so ये है वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट की 2022 की अमेंडमेंट. नाउ अदर थिंग दैट हैज बीन मॉडिफाइड इज कि पहले जो वायलेशंस थी वो बहुत कम थी, अब वो बढ़ा दी हैं, बट दिस इज नॉट समथिंग यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. ठीक है, पहले जो वायलेशन की फाइन था वो कम था, अब फाइन बढ़ा दिया है. दिस हैपेंस ओवर टाइम व्हेन एनी मॉडिफिकेशन इज डन, राइट? सो दैट्स नॉट अ बिग डील. ओके, कंटिन्यूइंग. अब यहां पर एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज मैं आपको पढ़ाने वाला हूं. तो पहले आप मुझे बताओ कि यहां तक आर थिंग्स क्लियर टू यू? This act is very important. I am expecting a question this year from Wildlife Protection Amendment Act because 2022 में ही इसका amendment हुआ है, right? So is still here, are the things clear to you? What is the level of protection in CITES? We will understand when CITES we will study. Wait for that. Okay. अब देखो, अब ये जो लाइन है ना, ये आप अपने मेंस में GS2 में यूज कर सकते हो. ओके, लेट्स सी. चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन, हु अपॉइंट दिस? स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. वेयर इज वाइल्ड लाइफ प्लेस्ड? वाइल्ड लाइफ इज प्लेस्ड इन द concurrent list. Who is the chief wildlife warden? Indian Forest Service officer. What is Indian Forest Service? All India Service. यहां तक तो क्लियर है ना, ये तो हमें पता है बातें. चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन का क्या काम है? He has to manage national parks, manage sanctuaries. So this management and protection of sanctuaries will be in accordance with the management plans prepared by the central government. ये notification change हुआ है. देखो, this is the change in federalism. पहले था कि चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन को स्टेट अपॉइंट करेगा एंड स्टेट विल मैनेज, और चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन अपॉइंटेड बाय द स्टेट विल मैनेज द नेशनल पार्क एंड सैंक्चुरी. अब क्या हुआ? अब बोला उन्होंने कि नहीं, चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन तो स्टेट अपॉइंट करेगा, बट हाउ आर द मैनेजमेंट गोइंग टू हैपन फॉर सैंक्चुरीज? इट इज गोइंग टू बी हैपनिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्लान दैट इज प्रिपेयर्ड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. सो दिस इज व्हाट? This is the tendency of centralization. That central government's impact is increasing. Centralization की tendency है. Chief Wildlife Warden is now going to be bound by the plan that has been prepared by the central government. Right. इसमें एक और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. Sanctuaries falling under the scheduled area. अब मुझे बताओ which schedule? Which schedule talks about scheduled areas? Not tribal areas. Scheduled areas. इसके साथ साथ also tell me what the 10th schedule is. This is question A. Which schedule talks about scheduled areas? Question B is what does the 10th schedule talk about? Polity भी यहीं रिवाइज करा देते हैं आपको. बताओ. Good. फैजल, निम्बोत्स, समर, पूर्वा, शांतनु, हार्दिक. गुड. फिफ्थ शेड्यूल टॉक्स अबाउट द शेड्यूल्ड एरियाज एंड 10th शेड्यूल टॉक्स ऑफ द एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ. ठीक है, तो इस लॉ में आप क्या कह रहा है कि अगर एक सैंक्चुरी की मैनेजमेंट है, दैट इज गोइंग टू हैपन एज पर द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. But sanctuaries that are falling in scheduled area or where there is Forest Rights Act applicable. Forest Rights Act में हमने क्या देखा था? We have not studied it. We will study it in detail. But what did we see in the Forest Rights Act? We saw that certain rights are given to the tribals. और scheduled area भी उसी से related है, fifth schedule. तो जहां पे tribal rights हैं, जहां पे fifth scheduled area है, अगर वहां कोई sanctuary है, अब वहां sanctuary में क्या बात होगी? Tribals will also be living there. Wildlife is also needing to be protected. So now there is a conflict of interest. This is not exact definition of conflict of interest. There are two competing interests. Okay. This is an ethical conflict rather. This is an ethical conflict because there are two competing interests. One is tribal rights. Second is wildlife protection. So in these areas where there is a scheduled area or there is FRA 2006, what are we going to do? The plan, this management plan, it is not only going to be made by the central government. It is going to be made after consultation with the Gram Sabha. So in fifth scheduled areas or in FRA 2006 where it is applicable, where the Forest Rights Act is applicable, the Gram Sabha will also be consulted in the making of the management plan, ताकि दोनों interest साथ में देखे जा सके. What important thing did we learn here? That as per FRA 2006, we will study FRA in detail, but as per Forest Rights Act 2006, the Gram Sabha is an important body, because Gram Sabha के consultation से ही this management plan is going to be made in these areas. Okay. Now, other than this, what is going to happen in the Wildlife Protection Act? There is an exemption for live elephants, and this has been very severely criticized. What does this exemption say? That if you are going to transport live elephants for religious or any other purpose, and you have an ownership certificate, right? So then you can do it. Transport and transfer of live elephants for religious purposes or for other purposes, if you have a ownership certificate means you have a certificate that says that this animal belongs to you. उस cases में there are some exemptions in this act given. मतलब आप पे penalty नहीं लगेगी, आप पे exemption आपको मिल रहा है. So this is also a provision under the Wildlife Protection Amendment Act. Now why this is happening? It is for political reasons, so let's not go into that. Okay. Then central government is also empowered to regulate or prohibit the import, trade, possession, proliferation. Obviously prohibit करेंगे हम किसको? Invasive alien species को. अब ये concept भी हम पढ़ चुके हैं. We have understood what the invasive alien species are. So again, because and where is this provision going to be? Obviously it's going to be in the Wildlife Protection Act, because invasive alien species, they harm the wildlife. So there is an exemption for live elephants. There is a speak of invasive alien species. Now, last thing that we have to study is it empowers central government to declare areas adjacent to national park and wildlife sanctuary as conservation reserves. Last time we read conservation reserves and community reserves. Purposefully I did not tell you who makes conservation reserves and who makes community reserves, because I wanted to explain in the amendment. Conservation reserves are those where the land is owned by the government. Community reserves are those where the land is owned by the community. Earlier, both conservation reserves and community reserves were being owned by who? Were being declared by who? The state government. Conservation reserve को भी state government declare करता था, community reserve को भी state government declare करता था. But after this amendment, conservation reserves can be declared by central government also. Okay, central government can declare conservation reserves after this amendment. Community reserve में there is no change. Okay, so as you can see, this entire legislation is a centralizing legislation. There is a centralization tendency in this legislation. Good or bad, that is not for us to discuss here. We will discuss whenever we are reading governance and polity. But centralization की tendencies यहाँ आपको दिख रही हैं, बड़ी clear cut in this act.